Hello makers, today I'm sharing a tutorial that I made for the Ranger Ink blog. If you'd like to see the step out photos and the written instructions, go ahead and click on the link in today's description for the video and that'll take you directly to the written instructions. Otherwise, let's go ahead and let's get making. So for the tutorial today, I am using distress sprays. I have a couple of distress spray stains in Frayed Burlap and Pumice stone, and I also have some distress spray oxides in Villainous Potion and Wilted Violet, and I also added antique linen distress spray stain. I am using some Halloween stuff, so this is Foreboding CMS 470, and one of my favorites, the Gothic THS 026 stencil, and we're going to be spraying through that. I'm going to be using some black Heavystock and of course my favorite mixed media Heavystock. So for the black Heavystock, I'll be spraying the oxides on it, and then I'm going to be stamping in the other colors onto the mixed media Heavystock. And again, paper always matters. So these are the basics that I'm going to be using today. So let's get started making. And I'm going to spray on a piece of black Heavystock with the Wilted Violet and the Villainous Potion Distress Spray Oxides. Do not clean off the stencil once you have sprayed through it. So here we have one background on a piece of, this is a slimline size piece of cardstock that I have. I'm not going to place it back down on the top. I'm going to make it kind of a short slimline. I have another piece of slimline black Heavystock, and I'm taking that stencil that I sprayed through and I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to lay it right on top of that black Heavystock. So I'm just kind of carefully placing it. And now I have some paper towels. I'm going to lay those on top of it and I'm going to press down. And some of that oxide may kind of press out underneath the stencil. And so that paper towel is going to soak it right up so that it won't become just kind of a big mushy mess. And now I'm going to take the paper towel off and I'm going to carefully lift off that stencil. And there I have a printed version of the stencil, which is kind of the mirror image of the one that I used before. Now I'm going to stamp, and I'm stamping with a little bit of pumice stone. I want to stamp that candlestick. So I have some pumice stone and some antique linen distress spray stain. And I have a media mat. I think it works for me better on a media mat than on the glass. It doesn't move around so much and it doesn't make as much of a puddly mess. So I just sprayed a little bit of the pumice stone and a little bit of the antique linen. I went in heavier with the antique linen because I want this to be a little bit lighter than the skull that I'm going to stamp later on. So I'm just kind of tapping that stamp into the stain. I'm going to show you two versions of how to do this. So this one I tapped into the stain and I'm pressing it right onto the mixed media Heavystock, kind of at the top in the center. You can see there was quite a bit of pooling in some of the areas. And now I have another piece of the mixed media Heavystock. And again, I'm going to tap, make sure I get it completely covered. And then I kind of tapped off some of that stain. And I am pressing down again in the top center. And you can see that it pooled less. Now I stamped a version on some masking paper that's sticky on the back. And then I cut around the outside edge of the image and I'm laying it over the stamped and dried candle that I stamped earlier. And I have sprayed frayed burlap and pumice stone down onto the mat. And I'm doing the same stamping technique where I tap. But as you can see, I'm stamping the top of that skull is going over onto the masked candle so that when I pull off the mask, it looks like the candle's on the top of the skull. Now, I really want to color this in, and so in order to do that, I already colored in with just a water brush, and you can kind of see how it has given it some color, but I really want to give it more definition. And so I'm taking a scorched timber distress watercolor pencil and I'm just kind of going around the outside edges of the stamped image to give it a little more definition. And I'm also doing the same on the skull. And I'm filling in a couple of the places where maybe the stain didn't completely get into those areas, kind of darkening the eyes and the nose and some of those shaded areas. And then I'm going back in with my water brush and I'm just kind of lightly brushing that out. I did go in on the candle with a little bit of brushed corduroy pencil as well. And now I want to add one last thing. Now that these are dry and I've added the definition, I'm going to stamp with black soot archival ink onto each of the skulls with the spider. And these are stamps are all from that same Foreboding stamp set. So I'm stamping the spider off the side of the skull just a little bit so that it looks like it's crawling up onto the skull. And I'm going to let those dry. I actually used my heat tool after I stamped these. And then I went through with black soot distress ink and just colored them in. Now I wanted a sentiment, and I'm showing you this. This is stamped in Wilted Violet Distress Oxide. It didn't stand out all that much. So I took a white pen and I just kind of drew some lines on it to kind of see if it would help make it stand out a little more. And I still didn't particularly like this. It might be a look that you like and might be something that you want to do. I went ahead and left it in here. But after this, I took two pieces of the black mixed media heavy stock and I just stamped Boo. I think this is Bold Frights sentiment stamps, and I just stamped it in Frayed Burlap Distress Oxide and it stood out much better. So in the next segment, you're going to see those sentiments stamped in the frayed burlap, and I just liked it so much better. Well, here you can see the stamped frayed burlap boos. I did fussy cut around them, and now I'm putting everything together. And so you can see if you look at the backgrounds that I have the sprayed background on this one is a big portion, and then at the bottom is that stamped background from the stencil. And then I'm attaching the sentiment directly to the top of that card. Now, these are a little bit taller than an A2 card because I didn't have enough background for a full slim line, which was too tall, and the A2 wasn't tall enough. So these are kind of my own funny sized cards that I would have to make my own envelope for if I was going to mail them or something like that. And this one is the opposite. So this is the stamped background with the sprayed background at the bottom portion. And then I went ahead and I had fussy cut out the stamped skulls and with the spiders on them and all of that. So I fussy cut those and I put some foam on the back of them, and they are popped up from the background. The sentiment is attached directly to the background on these cards, and I just put them on what would have been a slimline card that I trimmed down to fit the backgrounds once I got those put on. So here is our finished product. You can see how fun that sprayed and stamped background is. And then the boo in the frayed burlap really stands out. And I just love the soft feel of the sprayed backgrounds and also the stamped image that was stamped with the stains. I just love how soft this whole card is, even though it's a Halloween card. Using the distress sprays for stamping and also for spraying through the stencil and stamping with the stencil, it all just gave it just a lovely, wonderful, soft feel to a Halloween card, which sometimes they can be a little harsh looking. So I really like this. And then you can even see the detail that was added just a little bit, and again, still lightly, so it's not in your face, but that little bit of detail that was added with the Distress watercolor pencil. All right, well, that's all I have for you today for this tutorial using distress spray stains. And again, if you would like to see the step out photos, if you would like to see the written instructions and all of that, go ahead and click that link in the description for today's video. and that will take you directly to the Ranger Ink blog where you can see all of that. All right. The products that I used for today's video are also in the description as well. And with that, I want to thank you for watching, and as always, wish you a very creative day.